This week we got some good news about XCloud, some bad news for PlayStation, and more. So let's just go ahead, together, as a people, and take it out! And welcome to another sensational Sunday. I'm Mike, and we're going to hop right into it with the gaming news this week. Obviously, the biggest story was the reveal for the pricing and release date for the PlayStation VR 2, but I did a video about that on Thursday because I had a lot to say about it, so that is linked above if you want to check that out. But let's talk about everything else that's happened this week. And one of the things that happened is apparently there's an improvement on XCloud streaming. So according to a Reddit user that actually works for Microsoft, basically all the browser-based streaming has moved over to their new tech, so it should be a higher quality and more consistent experience. So this would affect things like the Steam Deck, or like if you're on iPhone and you have to use the web app. It should be better now. I haven't tested it yet. I actually haven't set XCloud back up on my Steam Deck, and I really don't use it on iOS that often. But I'm definitely going to check it out because, yeah, the streaming was okay. I just felt like it was very inconsistent. Even on the Steam Deck, I feel like sometimes it would just slow down for no reason. Like my network would be the same, and then there would just be drops. So if they could clean up some of that consistency, that'd be the best thing. The quality was fine. Like I'm fine with 720p streaming, especially because like on the Steam Deck it's a 720p screen, and even on the phone it's a smaller screen, so 720p is fine. I just hope that they cleaned up some of that consistency like they implied in this post. So theoretically, you should see better performance if you're using any kind of web-based version of XCloud right now. I'm going to definitely check it out myself, especially on the Steam Deck since there's no native support for Game Pass games up there. That's the only way to get them other than installing Windows. So I'm excited to check it out. Hopefully they did clean some of it up because again, it was very inconsistent last time I used it. Speaking of usage, you know what people are using less apparently? PlayStation Plus. So it's been reported that PlayStation Plus has lost almost 2 million subscribers since June, which was around the time that their new tiers launched, like the PlayStation Plus Premium and Extra. Sony is basically saying they're focusing on getting more PS5s out there because the adoption for PS Plus on PS5 is even a higher percentage than it was on PS4, so they think that this will help with the issue. So yeah, for some reason they lost 2 million subscribers, and I was one of the first ones to say when those tiers dropped that they were not worth the money, but I don't think it has anything to do with the new tiers, to be honest, because the regular PlayStation Plus still exists as essential. It hasn't changed, the price hasn't gone up or anything. It wouldn't really make any sense that they lose subscribers because they released that new tier system, because worst case scenario, you just stay on the base tier and you're fine. So I think it's just an overall decline in gaming, kind of like when Microsoft announced that they were way below their target for Game Pass for this fiscal year. Like I said before, games right now are just slow. There were a lot of delays because of the pandemic, and with everything opening back up, sales in general have just dropped for gaming because people went back to work and, you know, got busier again. Unless you're playing something online, especially if you're on the Essential tier, you don't really need PS Plus, and Modern Warfare just dropped, so I could see that number going right back up. So in both cases, with like Game Pass missing its target and Sony losing 2 million subscribers, those numbers will make themselves up, especially with new games coming out and driving interest back to those systems. So I'm not personally too worried about it. I think they'll probably be fine. But you know what's not fine? Microsoft's first-party game output. Let's talk about it in our final story today. We really haven't gotten any big exclusive titles from Microsoft in a while. I mean, the last noteworthy one was Halo, but you know, that was a year ago at this point. You know, 2022 has been looking kind of dry, and Phil Spencer agrees. He basically said, yes, the first party output hasn't been there. I mean, let's be honest, it really hasn't been there since the Xbox One. Like, yes, we did occasionally get some exclusives, but that whole period was rough. Xbox Series has been rough as far as exclusives. Game Pass is really good, but it's not the same as having exclusive games to attract people to the system. So, according to Phil Spencer, 2023 is going to be a banger, y'all. There's going to be a bunch of games coming out. He said he's excited about it. He understands that first-party output is important. I mean, they did buy all those studios, like Bethesda. They're in the process of getting Activision. They got studios. There's more than just Bethesda. They got a bunch of studios. He did say, in general, it's been a slow period for games because the pandemic put development behind, so a lot of the games got pushed. But he said that's not really an excuse anymore. So 2023 apparently is going to be a banger. And I'm holding you to that, Microsoft. I really want to see some better first-party output. As much as I like the Xbox, the first party has been lacking. So hopefully with Phil Spencer getting out there and saying that, they can back it up and give us some new games next year and make it an exciting 2023 for the Xbox. But you know what I'm doing before 2023? I'm getting out of here and bringing this video to a close. But let me know what you think in the comments. Have you tried XCloud streaming in a browser recently, and have you noticed a difference? Are you worried about PlayStation losing subscribers on PS Plus? And do you feel like the Xbox has been missing exclusive games? Again, let me know. I'm bringing the video to a close, but if you enjoyed this video, make sure to tell a friend, tell a coworker, like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell notification to be notified when I drop a video. And I always do at least 2 things at the same time.